Have you wondered how identifying core beliefs can benefit you in brain retraining and reverse your chronic symptoms? If you're unsure what your core beliefs are, then you must stay till the end of this video and we will tell you exactly how to do this and why it is a must in your brain rewiring training. I'm Nick Hanna.
And I'm Brooklyn Hanna.
And we are Christian brain rewiring coaches helping you reverse chronic symptoms. So first off, what are core beliefs? Our core beliefs are our assumptions or about ourselves and the world and others and basically about anything. The majority of what we are going to be talking about today is identifying your core beliefs around your health, because this is crucial if you are going to successfully rewire your brain for health and happiness. Most of our core beliefs about health have been learned, especially if you have been hit with chronic symptoms. The problem is that when you're desperate for answers to our symptoms, we're quick to believe everything we hear from every article, every doctor, or person we follow online. It's best to identify and know if your core belief is really true and necessary for you to be healthy and happy.
For example, when I had severe food sensitivities, I researched every single diet I possibly could, and before I knew it, I believed that all histamines, sugars, even natural ones, starches, grains, oxalates, salicylates, and even more were extremely bad, which led me to avoiding all of them. This then led me to eating like 2 foods, which was not life-sustaining. Then I was very malnourished, starving all the time, and miserable because of the beliefs I held about these things. Now, I do believe that sensitivities can be real when your nervous system is really stressed out and in overdrive, but I do believe they are reversible with brain retraining. So first, start by writing out all your behaviors and actions around your health or anything else really that you want to challenge. Then ask yourself why. Why do I feel that I need to do this or not do this? In doing so, the answer to this question is going to be your belief. Then ask, is this really true? Then ask, what makes it false? Then you will write your new desired action. So let's go over 2 examples. So the first action is, I must avoid all EMF. Why? Which is your belief. Because it can cause cancer and it will make my symptoms incredibly worse. I believe this to be true because I read it online in an article. This could be false because many people have healed from chronic symptoms while being around EMF. Not everyone who lives their life around EMF gets cancer. New action, I can enroll in a brain retraining program to get it back in my life.
Next example, the action, I must avoid all fruit. Why, which is your belief? Because I heard that fruit causes candida to get worse, leading to more symptoms. I believe this to be true because someone I follow shared a blog about this. This could be false because many people eat fruit and still heal from chronic symptoms. Fruit is nutritious and full of vitamins, is a whole food and nourishing for my body. The new action, I will start to include fruit in my diet so I'm less restricted, and I can enroll in a brain retraining program to help me reintroduce the fruit through proper training. So are you getting it? We highly recommend that you challenge all beliefs you've ever learned about health if you want to retrain your brain to be able to get back to your happy and healthy self. You can do this for all of your personal beliefs and your actions and your behaviors. And this can be done with all the other things you're avoiding, such as mold, perfume, or social settings. And you can do this for your exercise routine. Maybe you've been taught that exercise stresses your system and you shouldn't do it. But do you really have to avoid it?
Or maybe you fast until noon to feel good, or you have a specific bedtime, but do you really have to do those things? I know for me, I had to challenge all of my beliefs. I even challenged beliefs that I didn't think I would have ever challenged, such as, do I really have to eat 100% whole foods to be healthy and happy? When I saw my pastor and everyone else at my church eating pizza and they were happy, they were happy and healthy and talkative and everything, I decided that this was a false belief I was hanging on to. Of course, I'm not telling you to go eat processed food if that's not one of your goals, but I definitely don't believe that you have to be eating a super restricted 5-food diet in order to be healthy. Since brain retraining, I completely obtained the belief that the environment really wasn't the only thing making me sick. I stopped believing that mold, Lyme, SIRS, SIBO, etc. was the only root cause. Instead, I adopted the belief that it was my brain's response to perceived stress that was causing my symptoms. Studies have actually shown that up to 90% of chronic symptoms and diagnoses stem from stress.
90%.
And I came to realize that if food, contaminated buildings, or EMF were the only root cause, that everyone would be sick. And I knew that just could not be true. So I stopped believing that I had to do tons of supplement protocols in order to get better. I stopped believing that I had to be on a restricted diet or that I couldn't enjoy some ice cream or pizza whenever I wanted to. Of course, I do eat healthy most of the time because I naturally crave whole foods. Now, you also have to realize that these are my beliefs. You have to align your own beliefs with your end goals. Once again, there's nothing wrong with taking care of your health and eating healthy whole foods. It becomes more of a problem though when you obsessively control each ingredient in foods and you become super restricted. So I had so many beliefs that I really had to challenge, and so I'm going to give you a few more examples. So I believed that I had to get at least 8 hours of sleep or I wouldn't feel good the next day, which led me to obsessively count my hours of sleep every single night. The truth is that some very successful, healthy people only get like 5 hours of sleep and they feel great. So why do I have to get 8 hours? So also I had a lot of like social anxiety going on, so I'd overanalyze every social situation, and I believed I had to talk more than everybody else, or I had to say something interesting, and if I was quiet, that there was something wrong with me, and that it was because I was brain fogged. You know, I always thought about my symptoms that way. So the truth is that even healthy people are quiet sometimes. I realized I didn't always have to talk. I didn't always have to be interesting. And I believed also that I had to be more energetic than others and constantly overanalyzed people's energy. I believed also that I had to have a bowel movement every single day or I wouldn't feel good. And then I realized, you know what? Normal people can go a day or two without a bowel movement and not even think about it. Another one is I also believed that I had to be 100% healthy in order to be happy, and the truth is you can be joyful in Christ now.
Yeah, and how about that one time when you got the, what was it, a blood sugar monitor or something?
Geez, yeah.
Yeah.
I had that on my arm, and that really was a disaster and made things a lot worse for me. So I believed that that blood sugar had to be stable constantly, and I obsessively checked it 20 times a day?
At least 20 times a day.
It was like a little app I had, and then I started believing I couldn't eat more than 20 carbs at a time, etc. I also believed, I just had all these crazy beliefs around food for sure. And then I also believed I couldn't be happy if I wasn't 100% healthy, like I said. And you know, if Paul can be joyful in prison, we can have joy without being 100%.
Paul in the New Testament, if you know.
Yeah, Paul.
Not our friend Paul. Well,
yeah. Yeah, Paul in the Bible. If he could be joyful in Christ while he was in prison, that I could be joyful without 100% optimal health.
Amen.
So I had to start embracing that. I also, would only do my marketing videos and stuff when I was feeling my best. I was constantly obsessed with how I felt, basically. And all this really limited me, and I really had to get my mind, as I was retraining, away from thinking about how I feel all the time, away from obsessing over that. And really the goal with brain retraining is to get back to a normal behavior. So a lot of times I compare what I was doing, thinking, and believing, and I'd be like, is this normal? Would someone who's not sick have to do this? And sometimes I compare myself to Nick because he was healthy.
If you're in a brain retraining program, really think about what you want. Be clear with your end goals, and they must be established in order for you to determine which core beliefs need to be addressed. If you're in a restricted diet, what is your end goal with it? Do you want to be able to eat a variety of whole foods, or do you want to be able to have chips and dip with your cheeseburger like I do, and like she does? I mean, I'm not saying you have to have chips and dip or ice cream just because we do. Just really think about what your end goals are with exercise, the places you want to go, what you want with your health and your life. And changing your core beliefs is going to be crucial for rewiring your brain.
Yeah, this is crucial. So in order to change my behaviors to be a healthy and happy person like I once was, I almost had to unlearn all the stuff about natural health. Now, I'm glad I learned it. However, I took it way too far by obsessing over every little thing.
Yeah, she did, but not anymore.
Yeah.
Because let's be real, if you weren't sick 10 years ago, you probably didn't have the beliefs that you had to eat a certain way, that you had to be at bed at a certain time, or what you had to avoid. You had to avoid certain things to be healthy. If you were once healthy without all the rules, then you can get back there. Let's be real. So I also want you to realize one more thing. You don't get back to being healthy and happy just by simply changing your beliefs. It's not like you're going to say, okay, I believe I can eat a smoothie, so I'm just going to go do it now. If you have sensitivities or other symptoms, you're going to probably have to retrain and rewire your brain to better handle perceived stress and tolerate the things you want to get back into your life.
Yeah, it's not as simple as just believing and then it will happen.
Right.
For sure. If you would like help with retraining your brain for health and happiness, then schedule a free call with the link below. If you would like to learn some of our best tips on retraining your brain from a Christian perspective, join our free Facebook group called Brain Rewiring for health and happiness, and the link is below. God bless.
And Godspeed.